You're watching Showbiz Insider and our summer review. Right now we're going to look back to the cultural highlight of the year, which was the 10th edition of Art Dubai. They celebrated their landmark edition with outstanding contemporary art galleries and cutting-edge ideas at the Global Arts Forum. Central to Dubai art season and the leading art fair in the Middle East, the 10th edition showcased 94 galleries from 40 countries. That's 500 exhibiting artists and a progressive cultural vision.
Well, Art Dubai is the leading fair for the Middle East, South Asia and now increasingly parts of Africa, with the largest showcase of Arab artists to take place anywhere in the world. And over the last 10 years, well, the fair has grown from showing 40 galleries in 2007 to showing 94 now from 40 different countries.
Captivating contemporary works, modern masters, video, performance art, and the dynamic Global Arts Forum with future-forward international participants.
The art fair has, in a way, grown by showcasing, being like the heart of the Middle East region and South Asia. And it's a place where everybody meets and gathers, and where you can, during these 10 years, we have been able of bringing and showcasing the evolution of the region in terms of professionalizing contemporary art.
Highlighting the dynamic growth of the UAE art scene, there were 13 galleries from Dubai, led by I Am Gallery, exploring shout and silence through abstract sculpture.
So the sculptures behind me are about the dialogue of the deaf. There are two people shouting at each other. If you can see, the funnel grows to become one big shout.
It's like a megaphone when you look at it.
It's
so
like
that's
a megaphone, if you want, with some legs to say, okay, I'm shouting, and the other says, no, I'm shouting, and they just fight on who's shouting. And at the end, there are no winners. It's just a conflict without winners.
Is it a political statement on war or anything like that?
It's very much on what's happening in the region, not necessarily on war, but it's like that, you know. And if you go inside, you get trapped inside.
New lights and new countries represented in the gallery halls include the emerging markets of Georgia, Ghana, Palestine, Sri Lanka and Baku.
Basically, the Bakuvian art scene is booming, everyone knows that. We have quite a lot of venues. We have Zaha Hadid's beautiful building, Haydar Aliyev Center. They bring like big shows, big names like K.V.L, Tony Craig. We have Yarat Contemporary Art Space, which is focused on international artists and local artists.
And from new markets to new statistics, this year 45% of participating artists are female. Meet Julie Tremblay, whose suspended sculptures explore boundaries and space and the interconnectivity of nature.
Well, it's a sculpture that's made out of aluminum mesh, and I like the material because it allows this transparency that you see, and as opposed to in traditional sculpture where the space is limited to the outside of the sculpture, the space here is continued inside.
And the Global Arts Forum was a fascinating program exploring the ways artists, writers, historians and thought leaders imagine and shape the future. Existential ideas, postcards from the future and graffiti artist El Cid hitting the streets of Cairo. Over the past decade, Art Dubai has evolved dramatically as a cultural, creative and commercial hub, truly linking culture through art. And linking straight into the art of fashion and design, Fashion Forward brought more regional talent to their new urban venue at D3. The biannual event showcases catwalk shows and presentations from the region's best couture and ready-to-wear designers. Alongside the collections, there's curated jewellery and accessory spaces and the D3 Fashion Talks. Fashion Forward has recently been endorsed by the Dubai Design and Fashion Council, and this season also focuses on working with international buyers. Kicking off the catwalk collections with a visual and sensory experience. Fun One delivered dark, haunting, provocative couture, exploring the artistry of both fashion and film. The designer, who's dressed countless Hollywood celebs, including Katy Perry, Lady Gaga and Heidi Klum, has moved on from last season's pastel pret-a-porter line to a supernatural extravaganza of corsets, lace and the blood-stained cloak of a vampire.
So Fern, congratulations, that was another daring, exquisite collection. Now we've talked before about it being very Tim Burton inspired.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for this one?
The inspiration is my bedtime stories with my grandmother, because all the time she's telling stories when I go to sleep. When I was a kid, you know, she's always telling stories about witchcraft, about the battle between good and evil.
There was a real darkness there. Now let's talk a little bit about the film at the beginning, because it was such a beautiful way to open it, and maybe the artistic link between film and fashion.
Every time I'm doing my show, I see to it that film, fashion, music is there, because senses is very important for me, and I want the experience.
Over in the presentation halls, K.V.L sets out to rediscover self via fashion, surrealism and Sufism. Founded by Orchard Ganji in 2010, her label aims for elegance infused with modernity. It's a feminine collection with surrealist influences and nature-inspired motifs. Beaded cocktail dresses and relaxed sepras in dusty pink and cobalt blue.
Now tell me about the K.V.L process. What is your design process? What do you start it off with? Is there a particular moment, something that happens?
Well, it always depends on the collection, and it depends on, well, this one was actually a little bit more emotionally based, I think, so I started off with, like, conceptual, thinking and thought processes, and then, kind of put that into visual ideas and saw how, how that kind of relates to one another.
Back on the catwalk, showgirls donned their sultana sequins and we wanted to party. Golden tutu dresses, texturized jumpsuits, jewel-encrusted jeans and statement jackets. It was tip-to-toe embellishments with Balmain-esque shoulder pads, and Fatma, the design talent, even looks like Sarah Jessica Parker.
Fatma, we absolutely loved it. There was like hints of Balmain, a little bit of Alexander McQueen.
I used a lot of embroidery, handmade embroidery that come from my atelier in Tunis. So I wanted to show this for a first fashion show in Dubai.
I mean, how would you describe your style? Because for us it was just like, wow, all the detailing with the shoulder pads, the sequins. I mean, it's really about a woman going out there and embracing life and enjoying herself.
Yes, but we also have like boyfriend jean and everything that we can. I like to enhance the beauty and the body of the woman. So this is Sultana. This is the Sultana brand.
Such diverse collections and an urban new look for fashion-forward Dubai. Still the definitive fashion platform in the Middle East and carving out a progressive path for the region's top design talent. So the first half of 2016 was jam-packed with entertainment and society events. Hope you loved looking back at the good times. Now remember guys, stay in touch with us. We've got our Facebook page, which is titled Showbiz Insider, and we've also got our Twitter feed, which is @Zoe Showbiz. That's for all your international film, fashion and music stories. We will be back same time next month with a brand new season of Showbiz Insider. See you then.